Good afternoon, Sher.
Good afternoon.
Um, Today, I would like to ask you what is your bucket list.
Mhm.
A bucket list is priority things that you want to do in life. So, what is your number one thing in the bucket list?
Okay. At this point in my life, I would love to learn how to program or to create applications for iPad, for iOS. Probably, I believe the trend right now is mobile computing. Just to give you a background, Alex, what I do is before, not before, I'm still doing it actually.
Yeah.
I create programs, websites, applications, online, what do you call that, enrollment. If you're familiar with eBay,
Yeah.
I came up with something similar to that, and a lot of programs before for desktop computers, for iMacs, things like that. But nowadays, the trend I believe is mobile computing, and I think it's the number one device is the iPad. So I would love to learn how to create programs specifically for iPads and probably Android phones, BlackBerry phones, as long as it's a mobile computing device.
Uh, so, what? Why is this your number one choice?
Okay. I would like to consider myself as a student of technology, and as we all know, technology is ever changing, it's dynamic, and I, if you would imagine 5 years ago, there's no iPad, no mobile device. So before, we thought that the programs that we were creating, the applications, the websites that we were building, it's going to be okay in a desktop. But nowadays, we have the iPad, a different platform. So I started thinking that, hey, I need to update myself. I need to learn how to change the things that I did before and make it adaptable or viewable to for an iPad. So when the iPad came out and the different mobile devices came out, I started thinking that, hey, I need to update myself. I need to constantly update myself about the things, the new trends in technology, because it would also help in my profession, especially in teaching you guys. Because you guys, the students right now, are actually very, very good in using these devices. And as teachers, we need to update ourselves because for us, we cannot share to you what we don't have. So we need to learn all these things first so that we can share it with you. I don't want to call it to teach it to you guys. It's more of actually sharing what we know to you.
So, sure, if you had one day, if you had a time
Mm-hmm.
that there was no school and
Mm-hmm.
you would make an app, would you make a game or something to do with businesses or education for education?
Actually, if I could really make an app, I would like to do something related to education, something in the field of education. But it doesn't mean that it can't be a game. A game can be educational also, and at the same time, an app can also be used for probably for businesses. But for now, what I have in mind is something that is in line with the academe or educational, something educational. I would like to build something for students, for the school, something like that.
Is your in the number one thing in your bucket list,
Mhm.
is it the same as like those people who like do the CCTV things?
The
Or
what do you call that? The CCM,
or
closed circuit
is it
television.
different from them?
Mm, I would say it's a bit different because, well, it is actually different. I would like to focus more on, again, as I've mentioned, the academic side of things. I'm very passionate about technology at the same time, learning in general, may it be formal, may it be in school, may it be through experiential learning. As long as related to learning, I think that's the path that I would like to take.
Uh, so lastly, Chur,
Go ahead.
if if you have done this, if you have done this
Mm-hmm.
bucket list, how will this affect your life today?
Actually, that's a very good question because to be able to. It's like when you ask me about my bucket list, about the things that I want to do,
Yeah.
it's actually really dynamic. I don't think there would come a time that I would learn everything about the computer. It's like, let's say, for example, what I want to learn today, probably
Yeah.
5 years from now or 3 years from now, may no longer be relevant. But if that day would come, I think I would be I would feel fulfilled because it's actually been a dream of mine to create different programs for different devices that are or that is related to education. So how I would feel, I would be very fulfilled, and how it would affect my life. It would probably I would probably be in a point wherein even if I get to finish that, parang I would still, I don't know, parang
Want to do more.
I would like to do something else since I've already achieved that, but I would like to take another challenge, something like that.
So, in the future, sure, would you wanna be someone like a businessman?
That's a good question, Aldrich.
Or
You've seen the Social Network site. I mean, Social Network movie, the Zuckerberg thing. Zuckerberg,
Yeah, yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mhm.
He started writing his program when he was in college,
Mhm.
and he planned. The plan was to just make it parang a profile website for the students of Harvard,
Mhm.
but it evolved to something bigger than that, right? It became Facebook.
Yeah.
Before Facebook, there was like Friendster, MySpace, but all these things, parang um, Facebook dwarfed all these things. Now, Facebook is the in thing right now, and I think it's here to stay.
Yeah.
Because what he did was, even if he's dead, his legacy would still be remembered. Mark Zuckerberg is Facebook, Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg. So, I would like to create something like that, something that would endure the test of time, so to speak. Something that would leave a legacy, but not on that field, not on the social networking field. But I would like to
For education.
for education, to help people out. I was discussing with Scott a while ago.
Yeah.
If you've had, if you're familiar with what do you call this, special education,
Mhm.
kids with special needs like difficulty in reading,
Yeah.
difficulty in writing, things like that.
So you
or
mean
hearing.
those like
Yeah, I would
this
like to
thing?
come up with a program or an app that would aid these people, the kids
Oh.
or even adult, to just to help them learn. People
Mhm.
with this special needs, or an app that could help people with special needs. Something. But the very simple thing is, sorry, I'm having a lot of ideas on my mind right
Yeah,
now.
it's okay.
If you're having difficulty like what do you call that, reading, visually impaired,
Yeah.
okay, maybe an app that could, I think there already is an app that does that. Parang you just tap or just scan through the page or the screen of your iPad, and it would read the text out loud to you, something like that. So I think that has already been created. So things, something like that.
Good idea, actually.
Yeah, actually, pero I think meron na nun. I think somebody already created that.
But maybe you could do like better than
Yeah,
him.
something,
Yeah.
or enhance it or add more features to it, something like that, related to learning and to help people with special needs, not just the kids, maybe adult learners also.
Okay. That's all, sure.
That's all? Alright,
Thank you
sige.
for your time.
Alright, good luck in your assessment, ha?
Okay,
Okay,
thank
sige,
you.
Sige, see ya.